Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. What we're working on is a Toro Recycler. It is a 2008. The engine's a quantum style engine. It's a 2007 model year. November of 2007 on the engine. The Toro itself's a 2008, so this is a leftover '07 engine. That's the model number, 20065 on the Toro Recycler. So I'm grabbing projects out of my to-do pile. This one here, the main issue with this was the transmission cable broke in half. That's all that's left of the cable. It's split in the middle due to rust. So I threw another cable on that. We'll discuss that first, and then we'll talk about the other issues. I got a replacement cable for it. I don't know about that, but I'll go along with that. I don't know what that means. I don't know about this either. Oh, I get it now. That explains everything. Here's your part number for the cable, 1051845. It's got the spring with the hook on it. And then you make your adjustment up here with an 11 millimeter opening wrench. You leave a little bit of slack on the cable. And then as you engage about halfway up, the tension diminishes, and then it engages all the way at the top. But we got issues with that. We'll explain that in a minute. So I ended up doing a carb clean on this. It had some white crusty crud in the carb. I went ahead and cleaned that all up. Got this thing to start, no problem. The tank was empty and it's not leaking. I've been working on this for several hours and don't have any leaking fuel. This is probably a 625 or a 650, probably. I'd have to look up the engine number. Missing the ID. So I was messing around with the front wheels here. I took both front wheels off and was greasing up the axles. I noticed that the bearings were shot. There was so much slack in these bearings, the axle was jumping up and down. So I went ahead and popped these out. I'll give you part numbers. You can see all the play in this one here. Usually I don't mess with bearings, but these were so bad I couldn't send this out the door like that. Grinding. There's probably no ball bearings left in these things. This one's a little bit better, but not much. So what you'll have is those bearings. You can buy the replacement bearings. They're about $12 for two. You always do them in pairs. You're going to have equal wear on both sides. Here's the part number for that. I'll give you that in a minute. Also, if your retainers are worn, what happens here is the bearing assembly actually sits in here. This is for a different style Toro. It's not for this one here. I just have these for another project. Your bearing sits in here. If you have any issues with the retainer, you can buy these in a pair as well. They're a little more money. They're about 10 bucks each. But some sellers will sell you this whole assembly here for one price, the two bearings and the two retainers. I'll give you part numbers for those. You can see the similarities in the part number, 8699, 8698. I had some other bearings I had bought, and I've been using them. I thought this was kind of funny. Quantity 5, you're always using 2 at a time. I guess they want you to buy 10 so you have an even number. Country of origin, Taiwan. They're not so bad on their quality. 104, 8699. Bearing, ball. I guess it's the same scenario with the hot dogs and the hot dog rolls. You'll get 10 hot dogs and 12 rolls. They never even out. One of those questions that always nag you. Funny thing in life. So that's that on parts. So this thing is eating me alive on parts. Got it to start, but it still has an issue. And I think it's due to rust. We'll turn this over and I'll show you what I mean. As you can see, the pulley is at rest. As you put tension on this cable, it puts more tension on the belt, and then it'll start turning the pulley. Oh, the recycler sticker peeled off, so I just finished its fate. This thing's rusty and crusty, has been sitting outside. Let's turn it over and I'll show you what I think the problem is the belts or the transmission's engaged at all times. Actually, I should move you on this side. No, we'll stay over here because this is where the carb is. My mistake. I'm going to take you off the tripod. So I've already removed the blade, which doesn't appear to be in bad condition. Just needs to be touched up. So this pulley, the adapter pulley, is extremely rusty. You can see all that flaky rust right there. What I believe is happening, here's the Toro number here, so I know this is the belt that should be on it. There's so much rust here in the groove, it's gripping the belt each time it passes by, and it's keeping the belt rotating at all times. Let me know if you guys have experienced that, a rusty pulley. This thing should slip past the pulley until you put tension on the transmission, it'll tighten the belt up and turn the front pulley. I think there's so much rust built up here, it's actually gripping the belt at all times, so I may need another adapter. Let me know if you guys have experienced that, because there's no real tension on it right now, but yet it's engaging the front pulley. So I've already sprayed some lubricant on this thing. Up into the hole, I use this Seafoam Deep Creep. Penetrant, powers through rust and varnish. Since 1942. Somebody recommended this to me. I thought I'd give it a try. I got it at Napa. None of the other places have it. It's kind of an oddball thing. But they swear by it, so I gave it a try. So I just sprayed it into the hole like that and tapped it with a plastic mallet like that a few times, just to break any rust tension. So I'll try messing with this when I sign off, try to get this adapter off. I may have to let it sit overnight. So this will be a project I won't be able to finish today. I gotta figure out why the belt's turning all the time. You can see the bearings here. I use the retainers, the old ones. So this is what it'll look like. The bearings sit inside of the retainer. Same thing for the other side. 1/2-inch bolts here. You just disassemble everything on the wheel side. Just pay attention to all the seat clips, how they go back on. And it's kind of a bear getting the bearing out of the retainer. So if you don't want to mess around with it like I did, beating the hell out of the old bearing to get it out, it may behoove you to just buy new. Otherwise, you might say a few bad words. So that's today's project. This thing seemed to be never ending. Hence, the other thing I thought, oh, maybe somebody put the wrong size belt on it, one that was smaller than necessary, but I can see the original Toro numbers on this thing. This is the original belt, and so that's not the issue. I think the issue is the rust on the adapter. Like I said, let me know, you guys, if you've run into that. I got the blade off. I'm not going to try starting it for you, but it does run. ...2008 Toro. Once again, the model is the 20065. It's an 08 production date. The engine's an 07. The bearings and the retainers Like I said, put these numbers on Google. You'll find some sellers on Fleabay that'll sell you the whole kit if you want to save a couple bucks. They'll bundle it all together for you. I happen to get the other ones here from Bill's Place Outdoor Power Equipment. Bills-place.net. He sold me everything I needed. I think the price is right. That's why I went with Bill's. These retainers are for, I think, a newer style Toro. They got the screws here. The retainers that go to this one, there's no threads on them. There's a bunch of C-clips that hold the retainers in place. The traction control cable again, 105/1845. There's a lot of sellers that have these for sale. It's a common traction control cable. You'll get the cable and a couple of zippy ties to secure the cable to the handle. And this is so professional, I don't know what I'm going to do. I probably won't sleep tonight because it's time to focus. If you're focused, you're always going to use high quality cables. That's what I'm saying. Continue to tip your waitress and wait staff accordingly. They're doing an awesome job. Thanks for coming out, looking at this turd today. This was today's project, this Toro Recycler. Appreciate it. I'll have a couple more for you this week. Thanks for coming out. I don't know why you guys keep coming back to looking at this junk on 4 wheels, but I appreciate it.